This was a perfect mix of comedy and horror, and for all the infection zombie movies that I watched recently, this one was probably one of my favorites. So yeah, I'm ready to start my review of the new film, Brain Freeze. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're reviewing the film Brain Freeze, which made its world premiere at Fantasia Film Festival 2021. Now, I don't know what it was, but when this film instantly started, it gave me a really good impression. And I think it was like the mystique of what was kind of going on, and the cinematography, the visual, I think it really, and the score, I think made it like a really instant impact. And although I had read the synopsis of this film, I was like, oh, it's just another infection movie, zombie, or some type of pandemic of some sorts happening. But nonetheless, this was a really good mix of basically a zomcom is what the subgenre is. And I had a really good time with this, and I thought they did a really good job with this. This film is originally in French, so I watched it with English subtitles, and you can even also add that it's a dark comedy as well too, because there's definitely some things in this film that kind of caught me by surprise about the toning here. Like for instance, there's this little infant, and I'll come back to in a second. A 60-inch TV almost fell on her, and I'm just like, that's almost everybody's real legitimate fear, especially parents. And the fact that they hinted at that, I was like, oh my god. And plus, the little infant was so cute, so we have to protect this infant by all means. But that does bring me to my story. Andre, now in the beginning of the zombie apocalypse, he just lost his mom, who just got infected, and who actually ate that TV, by the way. He's now tasked into protecting his sister, his baby infant sister, and he's also trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And that's when he runs into Dan, who is a security guard, and Dan also is trying to do his best to navigate with what's going on in the world. But at the same time, his daughter has been infected, and he's also trying to keep her, I can't say alive, but I guess keep her safe, keep her integrity in shape, in order for him to find a cure. So yeah, there's a couple of things going on in this. Talk about the flat screen TV moment. It was funny because like when the TV almost fell on the baby, that was like a moment. But then Carmen came back around, and it fell on his infected mom, who was trying to attack the baby. So who's again just one of the cutest things. But the thing about this film is that this film has some really good visuals. I thought the CGI was really good as well too. And although it hinted at it being some type of infection, a gangrene infection at that, because once you're infected, your eyes turn green, your mouth turn green, and all sorts of stuff like that. I thought that it really didn't set its tone until, like, I don't know, after you kind of had a grasp of what was actually going on. And then things were funny. Like, it was basically Shaun of the Dead. So if you love that movie, you really will love this. And then obviously every time there's a zombie movie, it's always like, okay, well, how do these differ from all the other zombie properties? One thing is that besides you turning green because you've been basically infected by gangrene, animals also could be infected. So the treatment of animals in this film was kind of hilarious in a way I wasn't expecting it to be. That's where the dark comedy comes about, because there's definitely some little chihuahuas getting booted out of this world, and also they're attacking back. So like it's a lot of little stuff like that happening going on. But ultimately, Dan and Andre and the baby, it's all about them trying to find the source of everything that's going on, find the cure, and obviously find safety. And we'll come back to that in a little bit as well too. But while this film was comical, it was super gory. You don't have to worry about that. And I actually want to say that I thought the special effects and makeup and costume design people got their money's worth, because I thought at the times where we got to see some really mutated people, I thought it looked pretty good. I enjoyed it. And then you also can tell that the people who were infected as extras in this movie, you could tell they had fun running around and also sitting in place, because there was times where like they weren't constantly hunting. They were kind of just stalling, looking around, and it was kind of comical because it was kind of like, well, what are they doing, you know? But you know, the other thing I want to talk about with this too is that while all this is happening, there's also another curveball in here. There's two twin Russian terrorists who are involved, and their presence is kind of comical, and there's also some really good action that's involved in this film, and they also brought a little bit of it with them themselves. So it's kind of like okay, wait, what is happening? Why are they here? But obviously they are part of the reason why the infection is happening the way it is. There's always some evil top person who got, you know, plans for genocide or whatnot, and it always involves around an infection, which ultimately mutates into a zombie apocalypse. So that's that. And there's also, you know, there's always got to be that one podcast conspiracy narration that's going on. Yep, you got that in here too. So folks, let's talk about the ending now. Now, the one thing is there is no happy endings in this film, because if you're rooting for Dan and his daughter, well, that's all I gotta say. And then the military, when they make their presence, they don't have no sympathy or considerations for anybody. So if you're in their sights, you're getting a bullet or flame. So again, no real happy endings here. And although we see Andre and his daughter, and his little sister, seem to be escaped on a boat, he was holding on to the now torn off arm of Dan's daughter in hopes of being able to get her cured and reattach it and obviously reunite with them. But obviously that doesn't seem like that's happening, so he tosses it in the water, and what do you know? As I said, animals can be affected. That also means sea life, and we see a little fish get a little bite, and we get our last scene of the film where we get that jump scare ending, which means now we're gonna have some problems in the ocean while they're in the boat crossing it. So yeah, that's the thing. And to be honest, I would be pretty happy if this had a sequel. I had fun with this film. I thought it did a really good job in being paying homage to other films within this subgenre of zomcoms, but at the same time still having its own really unique feel, and it was really easy to digest, and it was a good time. So folks, again, this is the film Brain Freeze. Check this film out, and then jump in the comments and let me know your thoughts about this. And as always, stay tuned, because we got more reviews coming very soon.